Hello and welcome to the Paper Sack Podcast. I am Brett Berkey. This is Rick Allen.
Yes.
And we are doing something different today, right?
We are doing something different. Well, first we're going to look at a deal. And we're going to kind of look at a deal that we're doing that's kind of wrapped up in real estate. It's wrapped up in owner financing and then selling the paper. And then we're going to take a field trip. And we're going to go show you how we secure properties and stuff that we do to use, different tactics, think outside the box on ways that you can have the pulse of what's going on at your property at all times.
That's right. So let's jump right into breaking down the deal. Rick, tell me about this deal. How'd you find it? What, all the details of it.
Well, this deal's a particular one is we found was on it was on the website actually, I think is what it was, or somebody sent me a text message with it. I've been getting all kinds of text messages. I mean, really, it's never stopped. It just picked up. But I've been in buying and selling real estate for almost 20 years now. So
wow.
People are always sending me, hey, I got your name on this buyer's list. Are you interested in this? So anyways, got a deal, renegotiated it. Originally it was $150 and the pictures looked great, looked super clean. Contracted at $150 with contingency that I'm gonna do a walkthrough before I close to make sure everything is as good as it looks. Ended up getting there and doing a walkthrough to get the tenant out and found there was an entire wall of termite damage. So I got a fairly large reduction in price. I got about $14,000 off on the price. Gonna end up spending about $3,000 to get it fixed, I think. So we'll end up making out pretty good there. So end up probably being into this thing for $139, $140. Let's call it $140. Gonna turn around and owner finance it to somebody. I've already got a bunch of people interested at $230. So
sweet.
$230 with $20,000 down. I'll originate a note on it for $210. There's a brand new construction house on the same street listed for $289 right now.
Wow.
So really backed into the sweet spot on this thing. Found out rents are somewhere between $1,500 to $1,800. Put the mortgage at $1,750. Plugged in the
10 BII?
Plugged everything into the 10 BII, 30 years and 210, and came up, I think it's like a 9.45% interest rate. So, we'll turn around and
List it on the site?
Collect some payments and then list it on the site and, put as a newly originated loan out there with probably a couple payments, maybe one payment, and, probably sell it for $185, $190.
Base it off the yield, back into the
yield. So I mean, a 9.9% interest rate is pretty good,
right?
Right. So I mean, if I were to do it right now and just look at it, $1,750 payment, $210 negative PV, $360 there. It's a 9.4% as it sits. So if I want to sell it at a 10, I got to sell it at $199.
It's pretty good.
Right. So a 10's pretty good. If I want to go like a 10.5, then I'm at like 191. So I'll probably wind up being somewhere between 190 to 195 into it for 140.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's good. And you give somebody a house.
But you're into it for 140, but you already got 20% back.
Oh, I forgot. We're gonna take $20,000 down.
So you're gonna have 120 really.
So we'll really be into it for 120.
It's like $71,000.
That's not bad. Look at that. It didn't. Yep. Look at that. There you go, Brett.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're gonna go jump in the house. Jump in the car right now. We'll check out the house. Give you an idea of what we're doing. Talk a little bit about the stuff that I've done in the past and kind of how our home security measures have changed over the past, 15 years of doing this, 10, 15 years, and show you what we're doing now. And I think it's something you'll really like. It's something that's super useful, and it's low. It doesn't cost a lot, but it allows you to see what's going on with your properties at all times.
Cool. Let's do it.
To do a little property preservation, and normally I'll have somebody do this for me, but we thought we would do this as a learning opportunity, some material to put out there of some of the little tricks that I use when I have a vacant house This one was never a note, though it's gonna become a note. We're buying it. Oddly enough, I'm buying it from a wholesaler. I've already bought it. I bought it from a wholesaler, and I want to go make sure that I've got some security measures in place that will alert me whenever there's problems at the house.
So a question, being that people might not know how far away we are from Leesburg, but we're a good 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's 35, 40 minutes from where we're going, from where I live. So it's not outrageous. And like I said, it would be a good opportunity to get out there and, put together some material and show what happens in the field.
Sweet. And then, so just out of curiosity, from my own curiosity, what's up with, like, if you see someone on a camera, what do you have, like, what is it?
Well,
Voice activated?
well, you're jumping the gun here, Brett.
I'm jumping the gun.
Yeah, so like, what are we doing? We're talking about some security measures. So some of the stuff we've talked about in other podcasts that we do is, we've put motion censored floodlights. This was years ago. It's 12, 13 years ago. We would put motion censored floodlights that would plug into an outlet, and if it caught motion, it would turn on these high beam floodlights. We would install blinds throughout the whole house, make sure the power's on, and then we would put a radio on in the house. So it looked like somebody was always home. I've rented cars before, when you could rent a car for like $12 a day.
Really?
And we were doing a flip, and it was in a questionable neighborhood as far as like, breaking and enterings or anything like that. And we actually had somebody break into the back porch, some teens. They weren't, they didn't do any really damage. But we wanted to protect against it, so we rented a car for $12 a day for 2 weeks and just parked it in the front yard, or parked it in the driveway, put the blinds up, turned the lights on, had music blaring, and never had a single problem after that. Mind you, that was 12 years ago, so times have changed.
Right.
So what we're doing today is we are installing some, I call them security cameras. They're really, what they are is they're wild game cameras. It's what people use.
Deer stands?
Yeah, well, for hunters. So, and we've got 3 of them right there. And what they are is they work off of cell phone service. And so you take them, you can strap them to a tree, you can put them on a stand inside the house, you can put them high, you can put them low, and they're motion activated. And you can set them to where they can send you pictures. They can do multiple shots, so you can have them send, whenever they detect motion, they take 3 shots. You can set their intervals in between the shots. You can have them send you video. So it can take like 10-second videos and send you those. And what it does is it comes right to my cell phone.
That's pretty cool.
And so it's really, you think about it and you're like, wow, security cameras, you're thinking, okay, I've either got to sign a contract with somebody, who's doing the monitoring, stuff like that. Well, this stuff works off of all cell, it's strictly off cell cameras. The cameras cost $119 each.
Right.
Service per month is like $8 a camera. So it's really cheap, and once you're done at one job, you can move them on to the next job. So, if, kind of put this into the note world, maybe you don't have jobs that are right next to each other, but you're remote. Well, you can turn them on, turn them off, ship them to wherever you need it to if you've got boots on the ground. Once they're up and running, you can just put them up while you need them, take them down, cancel your subscription if you're not going to use them for a while. It's just a monthly charge. So if you're only going to use it for a month, you're only paying $8 a camera. We've got 3 of them, so it's $24. My initial investment in there is, I think it was like $380 after tax. And you buy some batteries. I think I got $20 in batteries and an SD card. But so roughly just under $500. You've got a mobile security system that you can move from house to house and set up and monitor it. And the great thing is, it's real-time data. So if you get somebody breaking in, or you got, looks like you got squatters moving in, you're going to get notified. You can immediately jump on the phone with the police, get somebody over there, prevent the house from being, vandalized, or at least minimize the damage, stop people from moving in and squatting. Maybe there's, fire or flood or something like that. You have some constant monitoring of your asset.
Do you ever put a camera inside the house?
Yeah, yes, you can definitely do that. They run off cell service, so as long as it's near a window and you're getting good service, or you just got to check to make sure you got good service in the house, because there's different, not every house has a bunch of trees all around it,
Yeah.
and so if I've got a camera in the house and I can pull off the window, put it in a corner, maybe I'm getting a good angle of a window, a front door, and a hallway. That's great.
Yeah.
And you can definitely put them in the house. It's a useful little useful tool that can it's always, I love repurposing tools for different things, and this is a great chance that my hunting, because I use these when I hunt, that's how I know about them, and I was like, well, this would be great for monitoring houses and solving a lot of problems, or even security cameras around your house.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I would imagine too some cool things you could do now that you couldn't do then.
Yeah, like I said, this is 12 or 13 years later. These didn't exist. These didn't exist 7 years ago. It was within the past 4 years that these became prominent at least in the hunting industry. And now there's obviously other uses for them. So
You can imagine too also installing some smart plugs in your house and having those on a timer for different things so the radio's not blaring all the time. Or even having
sure, you run it. I mean, okay,
an Alexa in there. Well, I guess you have that Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you got to start running into those things. When you start doing stuff like that, you got to have internet. You have to have I don't have to have power on at the house for this.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
It runs off of batteries, and the batteries, you're probably going to get a month and a half to 2 months out of a battery.
Are they rechargeable?
You can buy rechargeable ones that you can do it. You can also grab. They have inserts for solar panels.
Oh, no way.
So there's a solar panel hookup kit that comes with it, and then you never really run out of battery. It's just you put the rechargeable batteries in there. It runs off of solar, or it runs off of those batteries, and then when the sun's out, it recharges them. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it's pretty useful. It's a useful tool, and then you can use it for a lot of other things. The one we're using is called the Tactacam Reveal Generation 2. So Reveal X Generation 2. It's a good camera. Like I said, it's $119 at sporting goods store. Dick's, Hibbett, Dick's, Academy, Bass Pro Shop obviously will have it. Any of your outdoor sportsman stores will definitely have it.
Right.
And you can get them online at Amazon too. So
Perfect. All right. Cool. Well, I'm gonna stop it here, and we'll pick up where
we're on our way. We'll be there. Looks like 27 minutes. So
sweet. Put it up.
I need it to angle down.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because nothing's that tall. All right, that's a straight shot on the house, huh?
Yep, but I didn't.
All right, so we're in the app.
Yep.
You can see that was me and you sitting with that's the one on the back tree.
Yep. And I think this is actually even better because I moved it over to the right.
Right.
All right, we're back. Hope you guys enjoyed the field trip. I love field trips. We did get a stop for lunch.
Yes,
Servando's. Yes, Servando's. Servando's.
Oh, okay.
So Servando's we had Mexican. It was really good.
And beef tongue.
Yeah. Yeah, so I hope you learned a lot. The Tactacams are really great. I've been getting pictures right now, kind of because it's windy. Pro tips, you probably saw me swinging the machete a little bit, cleaning out the foliage. There was on the second camera we put up in the back, there's definitely, I needed to trim some more. I just didn't have the equipment because I'm going to be getting a lot of wind pictures there. But I have eyes on the front of the property and the back of the property. So anything that happens at the property, I'll see it. If somebody were to step into the property and or try to approach the property from the front or the back, I'm going to see it. I can get on the phone with the police immediately and sort of, have them there. So it's a great way. It's cheap. It's $120 for the camera, $10 for the SD card, and then whatever the battery, $10 in batteries. $8 a month for each camera. So, but you get unlimited pictures. You can set it up for video. Just a lot of stuff. You can take on-demand pictures where I can just show me what's going on at the house right now.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's good. It's fantastic. So it's a cheap way. I use it for deer hunting, but it's a cheap way to see what's going on and monitor your house and establish if you need some. If you want to put in a permanent system, security system. But most of the time, we're not holding these things where I want to sign a contract and go through the hassle.
Right.
These things I can just strap up to a tree and I'm done.
Yeah.
And I'm getting live data feeds. I don't have to have power. I don't have to have internet. I don't have to have anything. I just have to have a tree.
There's plenty of those.
There's plenty of trees. And you don't even need trees. You can make, there's stakes you can make, or you can do.
I did see that. They had like a little thing you screw on the bottom.
They do. Or if you just take a 4x4 post that's 5 feet long and
Pound it in
dig
the
up
lawn.
post hole digger, drop it in, put it in there, and then strap it to it. You can do that, and that makes it even easier because then you can really put it exactly where you want.
That makes sense.
Good stuff. So we hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That was definitely not the norm, but a little glimpse into the life of when you're actually in the field and doing some field work.
Yeah.
If you like that stuff, let us know in the comments, and we can kind of show you more in the field stuff, whether it's at the computer, actually doing deals, on the phone, stuff like that.
Yeah, like what we were just doing. We were just breaking down a note before we get on here.
Yeah.
So, cool. Well, leave us in the comments. And, of course, if you haven't checked it out already, check out the Paper Stack Academy. It's got a lot of good stuff. Doesn't have what we just did, but, it's pretty cool. So, guess that's it. And we'll see you on the next one.